it seemed that regardless of your political party back then, people agreed to disagree. A lot more civil about civil discourse, not like they are now. Now it's, if you're not the same political party as I am, why, I can't even tell you how many people I know have dissolved friendships because somebody doesn't believe the same thing they do politically. I think the president's had a lot to do with it. He's sowed seeds of division through this country that spread beyond this country. Canada, after you see the F. Biden flag flying on some redneck's pickup truck, and then you go to Canada and see a hockey stick with F. Trudeau on it, that's right where it came from. Recently, this General Chris Donahue, I've known the guy for 5 years. I've known the guy for 5 years. When he left Delta Force, being commander of Delta Force, he became the commanding general of the 82nd Airborne Division. Every 2 years, my unit has a reunion at Fort Bragg, welcomed by the senior officers of Fort Bragg, brought right in the war room, given the State of Union from the 82nd's perspective, introduced all the young paratroopers every 2 years. So we've known Chris for, well, 5 years now, and he's about the most squared away soldier that you can get. And then and I just saw him at St. Mary Glees this spring at the formal dinner and at an unveiling of a statue for General Gavin. And then hear this? Sure, it's a personal grievance. Admiral of the Navy getting rid of so much knowledge and experience, and they're going to cause so much damage to the military as a whole. It's going to take decades to fix what's happened.
And the justice.
So I grew up in Norfolk. My earliest memories were right there on Maple Street, and we had a lot of family, you know, that lived around us. When I was born, and I can remember, my father's mother and father both lived in Norfolk. My mother's mother and father lived in Norfolk. 3 great-grandparents that all lived within walking distance of Norfolk, and 2 aunts that lived within walking distance of my house in Norfolk. So we had our immediate family and a little bit of extended family all living on the same block. It was not uncommon for me at 4 years old to say, I'm going to go see Grandma, and walk a couple houses away and go see my grandmother. Or an old memory of mine, I can remember my father writing a note, and I'd walk down to Al Smith's store with the note and $2.50, and I'd give the note to Al, and I'd buy a carton of Winston cigarettes for him and walk home with it. Both my grandfathers worked for Niagara Mohawk, my mother's father and my father's father. Grandfather, Alexander Lalone, was a lineman, and Neil Tile was a lineman too, so they were both linemen. Grandmother Lalone, she was a nurse, and my grandmother Tile, she worked for the telephone company. There was a lot of kids in the neighborhood. I mean, both our parents worked, and not everybody's, you know, both people didn't work at that time. It was renting or owning. But I do think you're probably right. I think landlords own more property now. And I think that the landlords that own the property don't care about the standard of the property that they rent. He was a mechanic. She worked for the telephone company. Seamstress. Always busy. But there was a regular trope of people that came to the house. Remember making dresses for an entire wedding party. You know, there was a guy that raced hydroplanes in Ogdensburg, and he brought his whole race team down, and my mother made all the race uniforms for the driver and the whole pit crew. Always sewing something, even when she was working for the telephone company. Replaced by a computer, actually. Yeah, and then my mother went to work for the Postal Service, rural mail carrier. Tell you, economically, it seemed like there were a lot of little businesses in Norfolk, but it also seems like there wasn't a lot of work. Because I can remember as a teenager, it was very hard to find a job. Looking back, it seems like the people in town took a lot more pride and ownership of their homes, and the whole community as a whole looked much better than it does right now. That's it. I think that people were proud when they owned something and they took care of it.
Yeah.
They weren't afraid to do the work to maintain things. I've always said it doesn't cost money to be clean and neat, And the street that I lived on, my mother and father put that house in brand new in 1964, and it probably should be condemned now. And the house next door is a total dump, and that was one of the nicest houses on the street then.
Store at a blue boy factory, cannon factory. It was hard. Tomatoes, we did apples, we did whatever come down the belt we did. And they had a label room. If you thought you were getting Libby's, you might not be getting Libby, because they used to key in labels on anything and everything. They used 10 different kinds on your corn. The way they did it down there, the way they packed it. And finally I wanted to come home, so I came back home, and what did I do when I got back home? I don't know what I did. I don't remember. Remember one day it was so cold, we walked across the bridge and the steam was just, my mom said, don't put that pen in your mouth. I got across that bridge and I said, why can't I put this in my mouth? I put it in my mouth, I ran all the way home crying and crying. Mom's meeting me at the door. She said, I told you not to do that. It's terrible.
when Daddy was in the World War II, and he didn't get to come home, and she was about 2 or 3. So she was very attached to my mother and my grandmother because they lived with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so all her things were kind of girlish stuff that she did. But then when I came along, Daddy was home, so he called me Bobby, and he never called me Bonnie. Joined that Columbia Record Club, and she got all this classical music. She only listened to highbrow music. Student of the year of homemaking or something. She was a very good seamstress, and she wasn't real girly when she was married to Bill. Janie was the little angel that never did anything wrong. Bill, her husband, was an old redneck. All the stuff that I most liked was outside.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy came to my house to fill my freezer. He says, "You won't believe that woman across the road." He says, we brought her new freezer, and it wouldn't fit. She said, "Just a minute." She went and got a hammer, and she knocked the wall down. That's my sister. You know, she's fancier than I am. Trouble for writing Joan's name with my mother's tube of lipstick on the back of the chair. I wrote Joan, and they really gave me a hard time saying I was trying to get Joan in trouble. I didn't know how to spell Bonnie because all the books had Joan, property of Joan. I mean, I did probably ruin the lipstick. We were certainly equal to any boy. Asked me to go to a meeting with her,
Mm-hmm.
and she'd said that, you know, she was being watched by the government. There's no reason for me to go to something like that. I don't feel that I'm, you know, put down because I'm a woman. They couldn't even get a library card in their own name. Their husband have their husband's name on it, and we didn't. There was nothing like that up here in a small town. First got money, you could open a checking account in your own name and go to the, you know.
That's so interesting.
We were not persecuted in any way. Around here, the sexual harassment, I was pretty rugged, but somebody tried, you know.
Go ahead.
Stick up for myself. I kept making my point until I was a success. Way back, there was a difference between the Catholics and the Methodists. Catholics were Democrats, and the Methodists were Republicans. Failing my grandfather, he was in the town government a little bit. But he was an assessor club with the Democrats. Adopted grandmother. It used to matter. I want Catholic girls to go out with Methodist boys. Wanted to keep it separate. And that's gone, faded away. Church, they used to be more popular, but there aren't that many people going to the Catholic Church or the Methodist Church. Protests that nothing around here. We hear about something on TV or they've done it, so we have to live with it. That's the way.
I think we went with our family, how our family raised us.
Talk about depressions. There's never a lot of money here, but we're never totally broke.
Grange, where you go and dance every weekend.
Every weekend, go, might be a square dance. I remember the first time I got to go to Potsdam and have an ice cream cone with a fella. The idea that we could protest or it would do any good. Nobody ever asked.
Or there was nothing we could do about it.
Yeah, we had, you know, like my father was a veteran and my uncle was a veteran. And we knew those things happened. We thought World War II, that was going to be the end of war forever. Politics, a little bit who's going to run for town council. There's just a little clump of people that are interested. Racial stuff, because there was nobody different here.
There were, back when you were growing up, were there any African American people? Were there any?
No.
Not at all, not one.
No.
Wow.
Indians, Mohawk Indians, clever.
Grew up in Norfolk in the 50s, 60s. It was a nice time. 69, the Kent State problem at the, I don't know, protests, I guess they were, interfered with the last semester of my freshman year. So after having studied for all the finals, it came through the administration that because of all the college unrest and Vietnam and all of that stuff, that we didn't have to take the finals. We could do it if we wanted to. And that was a hard decision for me, because I thought, well, the easy thing is I don't, but if I do take them, how's that going to affect my grades? So I took most of them. There was one I didn't, probably was physics or something like that. And it was really nice growing up here. I didn't like college at all. The first semester I worked really hard. I got for C's. B I felt should have been an A. So after I got over being disgusted, I just said, I'm going to get out of here. I don't like this. Mom and Dad were footing the bill. He said, no, you're not getting out of there. Well, so I just made up my mind, well, I've got a plan that I can get my bachelor's degree in 3 years. It was not very easy, I should say, to get a job, teacher jobs, especially for women. Local schools would hire a man for an elementary job. Other schools would always take their graduates. They were the first on the list. Mr. Hen hired me. High school principal hired me to teach there. For some reason, when the year that I was hired, there were 3 elementary positions. 2 of them went to men from outside of town. They gave me one anyway. As the jobs moved out, rural poor is what was left. A lot of it. People just couldn't get good jobs when the plant. First it was GM pulled out, then Reynolds, and Alcoa pulled. They cut back tremendously. When kids grow up, they're going to leave. Lucky family that their kids don't have to leave the area. But most families are. If the kids are, if they're college-educated kids and they've got degrees that they want to use, it's not easy to find a job where BOCES is flourishing now. The kids that are going into the trades, they can stay around here. And other ones, we have to leave. Like, look at Norfolk. We don't even have a gas station anymore. Downtown was a downtown. Little.
4 grocery stores.
There was a theater.
She went screeching out of the Wizard of Oz.